Good evening. Let's call to order the Planning Commission for the City of Thousand Oaks meeting of October 12, 2009. And may I ask Commissioner Reynolds, because we're getting very close to a very special holiday, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You were talking about Veterans Day, is that it? Since my son is a Marine.
Yes, I was talking about Veterans Day. It could be Columbus Day, because I think this is Columbus Day, and
yes.
I'm half Italian, so maybe that's a day. All right, with that, let's do the roll call. Senior Recording Secretary, please.
Commissioner Adam?
Here.
Commissioner Fisher?
Here.
Commissioner Grumney? Here. Commissioner Reynolds?
Here.
Chair Lund?
Here. And now is the time for public comments, and we do not have any public speakers for this evening. This is the time where we invite the residents and members of the public to come to address items that would normally be before us as a commission, but that are not on the agenda for this evening, so we do not have those this evening. So we'll go right to Mr. Towne for written comments. Mr. Towne.
Thank you, Chair Lund. I would like to request that Case 6A, MCA 2009-70126, related to a municipal code amendment for home improvement stores and related definitions be continued to a date uncertain to allow staff additional time for project analysis. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Towne. And how about we call Case 6B?
Hearing advertised as required by law is hereby open to consider agenda item 6B, case SUP 2009-70317, applicant Hero Hawaiian Fusion, Inc., request to allow live entertainment consisting of a guitar player, jazz band, and on-site sale and consumption of alcoholic beverages, beer and wine only, in conjunction with the operation of a proposed restaurant. Location, 450 North Moore Park Road.
Thank you very much. Mr. Alawami, you have the staff report this evening. Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, Chair, members of the Commission. I'd like to direct the Commissions to their screen for staff's presentation. Again, as mentioned, the applicant is Hero Hawaiian Fusion, and the proposal is to allow live entertainment consisting of guitar player, jazz band, up to 5 musicians, and on-site sale and consumption of beer and wine in connection with a proposed restaurant located at 450 North Moore Park Road. And that's the request under the special use permit. This is an aerial map location of the shopping center or the tenants, and it's located in the northeast corner of Moore Park Road in Brazil. And where the arrow is that's where the actual tenant location, which is facing Moore Park Road. Here's a view of the restaurant, and again, the proposed restaurant is all the way in the corner with the sign that doesn't have a name on it. And here's the floor plan, and if you look at the bottom right hand of the floor plan, what the circle is, and that's where the live entertainment activities will be taking place. Proposed restaurant hour of operation, Monday through Thursday, 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch and 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. for dinner. Friday and Saturday, lunch hours the same, 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. And on Sunday is 5 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. The live entertainment hours for the restaurant proposed is Friday and Saturday from 5:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. Those proposed hours are consistent with other restaurants providing similar activities in the city. The live entertainment, as mentioned, consists of a guitar player, jazz band, up to 5 musicians, no speakers or amplified sound, music contained within the interior of restaurants, and the nearest residential area is 230 feet east from the shopping center, separated by Pennsfield Place and other commercial uses. The alcohol beverage, the request is to allow the on-site sale and consumption of beer and wine only. Again, the request is similar to other requests in the city for restaurants within commercial centers. Staff's evaluation request that the condition that are imposed to ensure that the request will not have any adverse impacts on surrounding properties. The police department has approved the proposal subject to conditions for approval. And as I mentioned before, that the restaurants face in Moore Park Road, so it's the furthest away from the residential properties. The project is category exempt from CEQA, which consists of a minor change in the operation of an existing facility. With that, staff recommends that the Planning Commission approve Special Use Permit 2009-70317 based on the findings and conditions contained in the staff report.
Thank you, Mr. Alawami. Any questions for staff? Commissioner Adam.
Thank you. There we go. Thank you. Sorry. Condition 25, it talks about the gross sales of alcoholic beverages and that the sale of alcoholic beverages won't exceed 50% of the sale of food on a quarterly basis. I'd never seen that before in this type of application. Is that new? A new type of concept here?
No, it's not. It's to make sure that the restaurant doesn't turn into a bar. The alcohol sale needs to be less than the 50% of the gross. Otherwise, it's a bar, considered a bar, and there are other conditions that we have to deal with.
I see. And so what if it did exceed 50%? Then we need to evaluate the request, and I'm sure the police department will be, but again, I'm sure it's not going to exceed the 50%, but if it does, we will be notified and we have to evaluate review the request again. Okay.
Based on the bar.
I wouldn't say it would be likely. I mean, it's a restaurant, obviously, but I'm just curious about the condition itself. Thank you.
Any further questions of the staff? Okay. We'll go to the applicant, Mr. Kashima. Good evening, sir. Come right up to the dais there. Please state your name and your city of residence for the record, and you have 15 minutes.
Thousand Oaks. Good evening, member of the Planning Commissions. I would like to start, of course, thank you for everyone that taking interest in our petitions. My name is Hiro, and I am the owner of operator and Hiro's Hawaiian Fusion. And myself is being an Eastern chef in town for over 15 years, and resident as well. And I would like to put in the restaurant that can share the Eastern and Hawaiian culture in this town. And as sort of speech of food and drink and entertainment is going to be Hawaiian seafood slash with sushi. That's right in town. Drinking is just more wine and sake, so we can share the culture as the Eastern and Hawaiian. It's not going to be turning to the bar as myself. It's not a bartender, it's a chef. And entertainment, I would set the mood just for food. And can share the island and the Hawaiian music to bring in this town that have a great atmosphere. And that's about it. If any questions, please feel free to ask me at this time.
Stand by just a moment. Questions for the speaker? Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for everyone's time.
That's the only speaker card that we have, so with that, we'll go back to staff. Mr. Alawami.
Staff have no additional comments.
Okay. As part of our formal proceedings here, we go back to the applicant to see if you have any kind of rebuttal for anything that we've discussed. So this is your time for rebuttal if you have anything. Okay, thank you very much. So with that, we'll close the public hearing, and we'll move for discussion and motion, and we have two opposing ends of the dais, and so since I gave you the honor, I'll go to Commissioner Fisher.
Yes, I'm very pleased to support this project. It is consistent with other restaurants in the area. Certainly the type of food will be a great addition to our community. So with that, I move approval of SUP 2009-70317 based on the findings and subject to the conditions in our packet.
Comments to the motion? Commissioner Reynolds.
Thank you. And I also will support the motion. Even though I don't have white hair, I'm probably the oldest one sitting up here. So I would assume I grew up with Harry Owens and Hilo Hattie. and the Hawaiian music. And I think that this restaurant, being Hawaiian food, will be a big asset to our community, and I know the sushi, my kids will look forward to that. So we welcome you to the community.
Thank you. Any further comments? Okay, I'm going to make a comment. I would have wore my black wig tonight, but I just couldn't get it ready in time. So with that, I would ask you to please vote.
Motion passed 5-0.
There is a 10-day appeal period. Congratulations. All right. Community Development Department referrals and reports. Mr. Towne.
Thank you, Chair Lund. Turning the Commission's attention to page 13 of your packet, we have hearings scheduled for all of the remaining meetings for 2009, including a third case which we have added to your schedule for October 26th. So we should have 3 hearings that evening. And then looking at page 15 of your packet, in terms of council items, we have 2 appeals coming up. The Walsh case will be heard by the City Council on October 27th. And then I also wanted to note that the appeal of the cell site Omnipoint Communications at Westlake Boulevard and Skeleton Canyon Circle has been rescheduled to December 15th in lieu of October 27th. And that's all I had at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Towne. Do I have a motion for minutes of September 14, 2009? Commissioner Adam.
Move the minutes of the date you just said.
September 14, 2009. Please vote.
Motion passed 5-0.
AB 1234 reports. Commissioner Reynolds.
Thank you. I attended the 8th Annual Ventura County Housing Conference. I think I've attended almost every year, and I really think this is the best one that I'd gone to. I've heard Terry Paulson many times speak, and it's usually in the political arena, but he was just phenomenal that day. Really was a charged-up speaker, and it was one of the conferences where you didn't even want to doze off. It was really an attention-catching conference. And I thank the city for allowing me to go.
Thank you. Commissioner Fisher?
Yes, I attended the annual League of California Cities in San Jose, and just had a wide variety of speakers and events, and again, talking with other people from around the state was very beneficial, and glad I had the opportunity to attend that this year.
Thank you, Commissioner Fisher. I also attended the housing conference with Commissioner Reynolds, and I agree with you in your comments. Mr. Paulson was extremely informative, as was Doug Tapking, an outstanding master of ceremonies for that event. And it's an event that certainly I took a lot from, and I appreciated being able to attend on behalf of the city. You had a further comment, Commissioner Reynolds? Okay. All right. Let's go to commission comments. Any comments? Commissioner Reynolds.
It's me again. I just wanted to let the public know, and all of you commissioners know, that the Thousand Oaks Rotary Street Fair will be this Sunday on Moore Park Road between Hillcrest and Wilbur from 9 to 4. There'll be lots of crafts and food and a kids' fun area. And also the Glen Garvin Bike Rodeo, Memorial Rodeo will be also there in a parking lot. So we hope that people will come out, and this is really kind of for kids, and hope that the general public, it is free and there's free parking.
Thank you. Any further comments? Okay, with that, I want to thank city staff, our police department, and our city council, and as in counselor. And with that, we stand adjourned to October 26, 2009, back in this forum.